This is a story about heroes and villains, about expectations and realities, and above all, about the intoxicating unpredictability of sports. It's a tale set against the backdrop of Las Vegas, a city where fortunes are won and lost on the roll of dice, and the flip of a card where illusions are as common as currency, and where legends like Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather have etched their names in indelible ink. Our hero for the night was Saul Canelo Alvarez, a name that echoes through the boxing world like a mantra. With a record of 58 wins and 2 losses, he is considered by many to be the best pound-for-pound boxer in the world. His fighting style is a thing of beauty, a blend of power and grace that has earned him the adoration of millions. On the night of September, he was the darling of the crowd. The reigning champion expected to deliver another masterclass in beauty. But every hero needs a villain, and our villain was Terence Crawford, a boxer whose confidence knows no bounds, a man who walks into the ring with the swagger of a rapper, and whose skills are as sharp as the microphone he sometimes wields. Crawford, the challenger, was a step nobody saw coming. A dark horse in the race. A fighter who, despite his brilliance, had somehow managed to stay in the shadows of his more famous opponent. Now, to tell you the rest of the story, you must understand the stage on which this drama unfolded, the T-Mobile Arena. A temple of sport that had never before hosted a fight of this magnitude. It was here that the night was to unfold. Here that a legend was to be challenged, and here that fate had decided to deal its hand. As the hours ticked by and the crowd swelled, the hype reached fever pitch. The energy in the air was palpable, a cocktail of anticipation and excitement that promised a night to remember. But what happened next was not just a fight. It was a lesson in humility. It was a story of hubris and defeat. The night began with the parade of the 2 boxers. Canelo, resplendent in a purple robe, emerged first, making his way slowly, methodically, soaking in the adoration of the crowd. He was greeted by a cacophony of cheers that reverberated around the arena. The chant of "Canelo! Canelo!" led by thousands of Mexican fans dressed in green and red, echoed in the vast space, affirming their unwavering support for their hero. On the other side, Crawford entered the ring with a different kind of swagger. His robe was black, his entrance music booming with hip-hop bravado. He acknowledged the crowd with a nod, but his eyes spoke of a different story. They were locked on his opponent, assessing, analyzing, strategizing. The bell rang, and the fight began. And this was no ordinary start. From the first minute, Crawford was everywhere, moving in a flurry of fists, making angles, finding openings. Canelo, usually so dynamic, so fluid, looked strangely static. He couldn't land a punch, couldn't find his rhythm. Crawford's footwork was mesmerizing, his jabs like the thrust of a fencer's foil, quick, precise, and controlled. As the rounds progressed, the narrative remained the same. Crawford dominated. He danced around Canelo, mocking him with jabs and uppercuts. Canelo, frustrated, tried to retaliate, but his punches lacked their usual power, their usual accuracy. By the 6th round, Canelo's face was a canvas of swelling bruises, a stark contrast to the pristine white canvas above him. And then came the knockout blow, a ruthless display of power and precision that left the crowd stunned. Crawford, with the composure of a seasoned veteran, ended the fight in the 9th round. As the arena erupted in a frenzy of boos and cheers, there was no joy in victory, only disbelief. In the aftermath, the whispers grew louder, echoing in the corridors of the arena and resonating in the homes of millions watching around the world. How could Canelo, the seemingly invincible, have been brought low so spectacularly? Where did Crawford come from? And why was Canelo so unprepared? For many, it was a night of shattered dreams, a testament to the fickleness of fortune. For others, it was a night of revelation, a glimpse into the raw power of the human spirit. In the days following the fight, the analysis was intense. Every punch was dissected, every movement scrutinized. Some spoke of strategy, of tactics, of the psychological warfare that played out before their eyes. Others spoke of legacy, of how one night could change the course of history. There were those who tried to diminish Crawford's victory, pointing to Canelo's past, his previous triumphs. But there were many more who celebrated Crawford's brilliance, hailing him as the new king of boxing. And then there were those who simply shook their heads, in disbelief, still struggling to comprehend how a fallen hero could inspire such conflicting emotions. As for Canelo, he disappeared from the public eye, retreating to the sanctuary of his past victories, licking his wounds, trying to make sense of the nightmarish defeat. There were rumors of a rematch, of a chance for redemption, but nothing was concrete. Meanwhile, Crawford basked in his glory, the new king on the block, his confidence soaring, his swagger growing. He knew he had dethroned a legend, and he wasn't afraid to flaunt it. The shockwaves of that night continued to ripple through the boxing world. Fighters who had once dismissed Crawford now took notice. Trainers who had predicted a Canelo victory hung their heads in shame. And fans who had booked their calendars for the rematch found themselves constantly checking their phones, hoping for news, praying for a return to glory. As the weeks turned into months, the memory of that night began to fade. Or did it? Because even in the fading, the echoes remained, a reminder of what was and what could be again. In the grand theater of life, where scripts are rewritten daily, and where heroes don't always wear capes. The night of September in Las Vegas stands out as a defining moment. It was a night when a legend was dethroned, when a dark horse emerged, and when the script of destiny took an unexpected twist. It was a night that proved, beyond any shadow of a doubt, that in the realm of sports, anything can happen. And perhaps that's the beauty of it all. The unpredictability, the raw, unfiltered emotion, and the humbling reminder that even gods can fall. So what is the takeaway from this tale? What lesson can we glean from the rise of Crawford and the fall of Canelo? Perhaps it's a reminder to never underestimate the underdog, to always respect the competition, and to never, ever write off the human spirit. After all, in the end, it's not about the size of your following, the color of your robe, or the adulation of the crowd. It's about stepping into that ring with nothing but skill, determination, and an unwavering will to win. So let the story of Crawford's triumph over Canelo serve as a beacon, guiding us through the murky waters of life, reminding us that no matter how high the odds are stacked, no matter how daunting the challenge may seem, we can always, always prevail if we dare to dream, dare to believe, and dare to fight.